Our Teed-Off panel is brought to you by Lulu Country Club.
All right, folks, welcome back to Inside Golf. We're getting ready for the Teed-Off panel. In case you're wondering what happened here, Harry's had a little travel schedule this week, so I'm going to sit in and try to help out. Big shoes to fill, but we'll see what we can do. The topic today that we'll get into is a little bit of an alternative one, and here's the folks we're going to hear from. Harry Mays, Swing It and Ding It podcast fame, longtime Philadelphia sports media guy. Harry, thanks for being here.
Great to be here, Sully.
Joe Logan, myphillygolf.com, longtime contributor to the program. Appreciate it. Joe, thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure.
Michael Brown, president of the First Tee of Philadelphia, major rainmaker in the neighborhood, and everybody's favorite golf partner because he's fast, he's fun, he has a great time. Thank you for being here, Michael.
Sully, thanks to be with another Al.
Yeah, Al's are here. So, folks, here's the topic. We got an email from Back Nine Botanicals. They want to know what we have to say about CBD gummies and do they have a future in recreational golf. Emphasis on recreational. We're not sure that Golf Association of Philadelphia or the USGA have much interest in this, but some of their products, I think, are Midnight Mulligans, Birdie Balance, and then Tee Time Sunrise. These are all designed to keep you calm, stay focused from the first tee to the final putt. So we'll start down on the end. Harry Mays, give me some experience, some insights, some thoughts on where the current world of recreational activities are on the golf course.
Sully, let me just get this out there. I did not inhale, okay? I do know guys that imbibe in some of the products that you just rattled off. You know, there's the psychedelics, if you will, mushrooms. Yeah. And I do not. I have, because I am just a mess on the golf course if I drink too much. Like, there's no way that I'm going to ingest mushrooms on the driving range. I have no idea what's going to happen on the first tee. I used to do mushrooms and go to Dead shows back in the 80s, okay? That's where I left my mushroom days. So.
We're taking your seminar.
Yeah, or fish shows. Yeah, there you go. But I do know, this is becoming sort of a thing, with the CBD and, the psychedelics.
Joe?
It is a thing. It absolutely is a thing. Yeah. It's a thing everywhere. And as I was saying earlier, I see guys now smoking weed on the courses. And I'm not talking about 25-year-olds. I'm talking about retired guys, from the 60s.
Hey, the young guys didn't invent weed.
I know. They come out the other side, and they just, going through life, smoking and playing golf and enjoying it and not feeling the least bit guilty about it or anything like that. So I think all of this stuff has a present, a future, and it's good.
Interesting. Brown, are you going to plead the fifth?
No, I'm not going to plead the fifth, but let's go back and remember when Phil won the PGA at Kiowa.
Yeah.
Remember he was chewing like a cow all day long? I'm sure that wasn't double bubble.
Wow.
I'm sure that was another type of substance. And if you watch at the Masters, who's chewing like a cow? Tiger Woods. You start to go around and you start to see a lot of guys are chewing and things like that. And I don't think, I know it's not double bubble.
It's for an alternative type of benefit, right? One way or another. Interesting thoughts.
Go back to in the 90s. Remember the big controversy was the senior tour players were taking beta blockers.
Right.
Why is the mushroom or the psychedelics or the CBD gum any different than beta blockers?
It's a good point. It certainly isn't.
Those are outlawed now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they seem to, right? So the police are always chasing the criminals, and not to call this implied criminals, it's just looking for an edge, right? Gets the first move, and then the enforcement comes after the fact. So where do we see this at a competitive level then, as from the regulatory bodies? Do we know any of their opinions? Do we know what they're thinking about on this topic?
I do not, but I imagine if this becomes like a widespread thing at the professional level, wouldn't they have to enact some sort of rules and then test for those subject or
do I remember a guy? There's a guy, Matt Every, PGA Tour player, that was suspended. This goes back 10 to 15 years. Spent some time suspended due to, I believe, marijuana use. So they must do some testing, right?
They do testing. I know when Billy Hurley won the Tiger event at Congressional. As soon as he came off, he signed his card, and they said, hey, come with me. And he had to go provide a specimen.
Wow.
And he goes, really? Really? I just won,
right
and you're going to make me provide a specimen.
Interesting. Is it any more than the next evolution of having a couple beers to calm the nerves as you're playing,
That's still legal, right?
I hope so, but I don't know if they frown or penalize if you're at a competitive golf level. Golf Association of Philadelphia, I don't think you're allowed. Now, if you ran into the halfway house at the turn and grabbed a couple beers real quick, if it could help you, I think that's not enforced. I don't want to say it's approved, but I don't want to say it's enforced. Interesting stuff. As we go forward into 2025, any direct intentions on experimenting? Your boys, Joe, that are smoking as they go down the road. Is there anything
I'm
here?
like Harry. I can't. If I drink one beer, I start hitting balls sideways. I mean, more sideways than usual. So I don't drink or smoke or anything on the golf course.
I wait till the back nine to start drinking. You know.
Just in case,
Yeah.
Brownie.
How about any of your team members here at Lulu? Do they need any help?
I don't
need any help in their play level.
This may be somewhere to plead the fifth, but the honest answer to that is one of the scariest days of my life. Grew up playing a lot of golf and competitive golf. It never even really occurred to me to not drink while playing. I just didn't. Right? It just sort of, you would go in afterwards and have a couple beers or 50 beers, whatever was the right answer. As an adult, the first time I had a couple beers during a round, it was probably a casual round, but all of a sudden putts started going in the hole. That made me nervous about what that could all mean. So I would say around Lulu, there's every once in a while there's some experimentation. I wouldn't want to go too far down that road, but let's keep the airport dogs out of the locker room and go from there. Any other final thoughts on this, folks?
I mean, I know a couple of guys at my club that, they might be high handicappers, but once they fire up the bowl on the back nine, they're going to put 3 or 4 pars together and could win the match. It happens.
The most recent performance enhancing
Not just high
decision.
handicappers.
Right. Well, that's true.
Yeah. Well, thanks, folks. This was a treat. Appreciate it. We'll see Harry next time, and we'll be back for a little more Inside Golf in a minute.